Alright guys, so today's talk, we're gonna cover kind of opera history very generally. And then we're gonna listen to some videos, some music, and we're gonna kind of talk about how you can begin to approach opera as a novice. It's a huge art form. The name of this lecture is stolen from, I believe, Los Angeles Opera's catchy catchphrase one season. It's "Life is short, opera is long." So yeah, usually operas are about 3 to 4 hours long. It's quite a bit of time to sacrifice from your life. So let's jump right in. As you can see here, Florence, Italy, mid-1500s. This is kind of the Renaissance period, and opera began to emerge when a group of actors and musicians wanted to try to bring more depth and kind of more artistic integrity to the contemporary art of the time. And they thought that the way to do this would be to kind of recreate Greek and Roman Greek tragedies. So they began to experiment and started to add music to kind of enhance the dialogue. Now, it wasn't a huge orchestra like you see in some operas these days. It was very simple, kind of basso continuo, which means very basic chords, very slow harmonies, and almost recited singing hybrid. Okay? And something, if you know Shakespeare, you know that only men were performing women's roles in Shakespeare for quite a while, but it's the same with operas. Renaissance society didn't want to see women on stage performing in operas. So how does Italy deal with this? They use castrati. Yeah, castrated men. Yeah, I was reading about how they did this, and I had to stop reading. It was kind of disgusting. But yeah, it's these men. They kind of became superstars. They were castrated around age 12, and to me it's one of the most interesting, weird parts of opera, and it's definitely worth exploring more if you have time. Okay, and of course there are many operas out there. How can you choose your first opera? Do you want tragic? Do you want comedy? So. I'm just recommending 4 operas that are kind of top 20 famous operas. Marriage of Figaro by Mozart, very comic opera. It's commenting on the relationship between aristocracy and bourgeoisie, right? So it's a very interesting way. It's based on a play by Beaumarchais, French playwright. And then there's Barbara of Seville, which is also based on a play by Beaumarchais, which is the story of, well, the aria, Figaro, Figaro, Figaro. That's in that opera, of course. Very comic, very popular operas. You can find them every season somewhere nearby, I'm sure. And then Carmen. Carmen has a lot of famous tunes you hear on the TV, like... yeah, okay. That's my singing for today. Okay, and it's really tragic. Carmen is a gypsy. She's, very sexy, but she kills the tenor. Yeah, I think so.
She plays with men's feelings.
Exactly. She manipulates men. Yeah. What's better than that, right? And then Madame Butterfly. Madame Butterfly is by Puccini. Carmen is by Bizet. Madame Butterfly is by the Italian composer Puccini, and it's about a Japanese geisha who gets pregnant by an American military officer who leaves her and then comes back and is married to an American woman. So she ends up stabbing herself, killing herself. Really sad, but awesome music. It was actually my first opera. Okay, so now I'd like to show you 2 production concepts. This is the Elixir of Love, Dr. Dulcamara's aria. So in these two videos, we can see traditional performance. This is from the Macerata Opera Festival in Italy. Dr. Dulcamara, I will read you what he's saying here. He's a traveling medicine salesman who sells, like, fake medicine that cures everything. So he's saying, "Listen, townspeople, pay attention, hold your breath. I suppose that you've heard of me, the great medical doctor Encyclopedia Dulcamara, he whose virtues and infinite wonders are noted around the world, and in other places." So this is definitely a comic opera. You can see now a more traditional production.
Udite, udite, o rustici, attenti, non fiatate.
Okay, next, we're going to see something from the Netherlands, who like their opera less traditional. You can see a really kind of an Elvis version of Dr. Dulcamara. Same words, same parts. He's introducing himself. The Netherlands. Yeah. Really famous singer here, Bryn Terfel. Next, I want to show you a kind of singing style. This is called Coloratura. It means coloring, it means coloration. I had a teacher once who described it as the fireworks of singing. Here we can see an opera by Vivaldi, Four Seasons guy. It's called Agitata da due venti. So I'd like to read you the translation for that. Also, I should mention, this opera is in A, B, A form. So A words, then B words, and then repeat A words. Okay. A words. Agitated by two winds, trembling waves in the turbulent sea, and the frightened steersman already awaits to be shipwrecked. So this boat driver is bothered by wind, and he's going to crash, right? Really scary, like really nervous. All right, and B, by duty and by love, this heart is attacked. It cannot resist, and it seems to give up and begins to despair. So in the B section, maybe the boat driver is getting a little bit defeated. So listen, you can hear the A section. She only says one sentence, but she sings a lot. Okay? A lot of opera singers compare opera singing to an Olympic sport. You have to train to move these tiny muscles in that kind of gesture, motion, and it requires a lot of endurance, a lot of micromanaging of your little voice box. So I think we're finished. And now, questions?
I really enjoyed the presentation today. I didn't know too much about opera, so it was really good to learn some basic information. I really liked that opera is trying to modernize with pop opera, and that they're trying to appeal to a more broad audience. So it's very good.